All right. The next thing we want to talk about is Prospecting Agent. And we kind of had this as the AI-powered lazy salesperson's best friend. I think we should call it the AI-powered smart salesperson's best friend. And this is the big unlock, right? Because the Prospecting Agent essentially is an AI-powered business development rep that works for you 24/7. And actually, to be honest, Craig, I have been, and this is not really on the Prospecting Agent, but if I look at Customer Agent and I see conversations that are happening, there are sales conversations happening on Prospecting Agent even at hours of the night that I would not even think that people would
On
be
Customer
doing stuff.
Agent, you mean?
Yes,
There are
in the Customer
conversations
Agent,
on
right?
Customer Agent, yeah.
Correct. And I think this is where like the use of all of these different tools together should be amplifying your results or amplifying your efforts in here. So tell everyone what it does and why it's important, Craig.
Okay, so Prospecting Agent, by the way, just let me say Customer Agent. I totally agree. We're not covering Customer Agent in this episode, but we did in our previous episode, our AI focused one. Customer Agent, I think, is probably one of the best AI tools they rolled out within HubSpot over the past year. It's really good. It's really good. Well, now it's really good. I don't know at the start. I think it was hit and miss. And also Prospecting Agent for that matter, when I first started testing months ago or even a year ago, it was a while ago, it was pretty bad or it was pretty hit and miss. It's really good now. So Prospecting Agent, we're going to do a whole episode on Prospecting Agent in the future, how to set it up, kind of get into the technical details. Today we're just going to talk high level kind of about it and not into how to specifically set it up. But I do want to make some overall comments, which is I think Prospecting Agent is just the tip of it. They should have called it Engagement Agent, Ian, because this is not just for sales reps. Today we're going to talk with the sales rep use case in mind, but this is a tool where you create profiles of what you want to talk about. They talk about prospecting, often in a cold outreach scenario, which is just one of many that it could be. And it uses AI to create the emails that sales reps normally would be using if they're doing that cold outreach. But I think the opportunities for Prospecting Agent are so much broader. They're across other departments. It should be just called Engagement Agent. You could be talking with customers, for example, and doing, Prospecting Agent emails to them, but they're not really. They're cross-sell or they're just relationship and engagement emails. But that's all for a future episode because that's I think a big opportunity for where this is going. But Prospecting Agent, what is it? It's a way where you create a profile. For example, I'm going to talk about a product we have or maybe just making contact, but you could be talking about an upcoming webinar, for example. You create these profiles and in each profile you fill it out with who it's targeted for, kind of the call to action that you're going to have. And then from there, it's almost like using sequences, the experience of sequences. You're going to enroll people, contacts, into Prospecting Agent and assume that you're going to enroll them manually. I know down the track they're looking at automatically putting people in based on all kinds of things. Just don't worry about that for the moment. You enroll them. And whereas previously, say with sequences, you might say, hey, I'm going to enroll them. They're going to get this sequence of emails that I might tailor individually. Here, it's AI is writing it. And obviously, the more data you have for a contact, the better the AI is going to be. And when I said it was hit and miss a year or so ago, it's because it didn't have any extra research it was doing on the side. It was purely just based on existing information against a contact. But now it has its agent go out, it might research the company, might look at websites and all kinds of other things, might look at intent signals, a whole bunch of inputs. And it uses AI to write those emails and it can automatically send them. I think you and I are both very wary of allowing that at this stage, but in the future we might have confidence. But yeah, can send them. And then it actually updates based on replies they get or further actions. It's actually pretty good. When I've been training clients recently on this, I've been setting their expectations at a mid-level because I don't want them to get too excited. But I've been pleasantly surprised when we do examples and I say, here we go, let's try a few, let's create them. What do you think of these emails that the AI has written? And they're like, that's really good. And so my experience has been lately, it's writing really good emails. What's your experience been lately, Ian, with Prospecting Agent?
I would have to say similar to yours, Craig. It has
Mm.
just become better over time.
Mm.
And like, I'll give you an example. There was one we were testing with a customer of ours. The agent had gone and found out that this particular person was running an event
Mm.
and when the event was. And it had personalized it down to like asking about how the event was, what they had done for the event, and how this business could support that event potentially. And I was like, oh, I didn't even heard of the event. And so it then made me go, and we went and researched and go, oh, that event's coming up. I think it was coming up, yeah. But this person had actually run that event a few years in a row. So to pick that up, and obviously looked at their LinkedIn. I was like really surprised. I was like, oh, that's actually a really good email, because this is far more than what someone would have naturally done and the depth it had gone into. So I think, yes, just keeps getting better by the day.
Now, Prospecting Agent, you can send, I think, hundreds or 1,000.
Yes.
You can go out, you can create a lot of these selling profiles. I think the use case that I've been chatting with a few clients lately is, because we're mainly with mid to large B2B businesses, they're mainly our clients, is when they promote a webinar. So usually what do you do? The marketing team creates a marketing email, promotes their webinar, goes out to everyone. Now they're like the sales rep will use Prospecting Agent to craft the webinar invite per contact. And so it just, it does it. And so it's a bit more personal.
Yeah.
But can you see the use case here? It's not really a prospecting agent. Well, it could be prospecting in the sense they might just be a contact with no relationship. But can you see the bleed over here from marketing? Those kind of marketing activities actually become sales activities.
Yes.
Promoting an upcoming webinar or an invite to something. So that's why I think it's better. We should call it engagement agent. I don't know if that's a very good name, but it feels more apt for it. However, here's the thing. So you're sending these emails. I think they're good emails. They're going out. But the thing I wonder about is, well, do they actually get any response? Are they actually effective? They're better emails, but are they effective? Well, you'll know. You'll be able to measure it. But I know personally, Ian, when I get those emails that are very tailored to me, I automatically go, oh, yeah, that's spam. And they're probably using some AI tool to send me emails that are personalized for me. And I think most people are going to be doing that kind of pattern matching in the future if they aren't already. So is Prospecting Agent great for creating those emails? Yes. But collectively in society, we're just starting to see that as a red flag. As soon as we see that, oh, it's personalized to me, I will ignore it or I'll assume it's AI. And the other thing that I'll say about this is, remember years ago, I'm going to go off on a tangent here, Ian. Remember years ago, we were looking at that service where it writes handwritten cards?
Yes.
And it was an automated process. And it was like, some machine was handwriting cards. And they were saying, oh, give the personal touch. It's a handwritten card. And we're like, yeah, but it's not. It's pretending to be a handwritten card.
Correct.
Like it kind of can't make this up. It's like, and I feel that a lot of what Prospecting Agent and these tools are getting at is trying to be more personalized, but it's not. It's actually not. It's just automated scale, at scale. And I feel the pushback against this. I'm like, what is the response rate on this? Is it actually effective? Sure, you can do it at scale and it's personalized, but I'm really keen to know in the coming years how effective, if at all, this remains.
Craig, I think because we work in this on a day-to-day basis, we recognize patterns, right? But I think when I talk to people and I listen to what they say, I feel that they don't recognize it.
Really?
And sometimes they are unaware. So I feel that, yes, there will be a lot of it. There will be, like, let's call it hyper-personalization. But I think, like, with anything, like, it's really interesting. Like, you and me, we get a lot, right? And then there are some that just hit just a well-written. And I just go, oh, that's actually interesting. I might go check out their website and go, okay, well, I think I did that with one today. It was just different to everything else. And I think, like, they had kind of got the right thing. Now, was it one of these automated outreaches? It could have been, but I don't know. Like I was thinking, yes, I think it is an automated outreach, but let me see what comes tomorrow or day after, and then I'll be able to tell. But I was able to spot, like, we was with a customer today, and I was like, oh, is that a sequence email I can see in your inbox? And he was like, oh, yes, it is. And it just sounds the same, right? Like I think this is the big thing where people are going wrong. They're basically like using templated responses or templated emails and just kind of changing one thing that applies to them. When you get a sea of these emails, you'll be like, oh, okay, I've seen this before. And you straight away switch off, right?
Mm.
So I think being personalized, being personalized, adding a little bit of you into the email, I think that's going to be the key in the whole thing.
Well, I do like that about the profiles, that
Yeah.
you can set up the profile and you can tell the tone, you can give it additional
Exactly.
instructions even, which I do quite like. One of the things because I'm not using Agent much myself in our portal, although our clients are. We're showing clients how to use it. I'm actually thinking of using it in my own portal to, well, maybe even highlight things about HubShots. But what I'm going to do is add an instruction that at the top of it, it says, this email was prepared by Prospecting Agent by AI, almost as a point of interest about the email.
Yes.
Because I don't want people to get fooled. And I kind of have a slight cringe or moment when if you send something automated and a person replies thinking it was really from you. I kind of feel there's something about it that irks me. So I would much rather on the email say, hey, this was created from AI by a prospecting agent, and I thought you might like it. We've tailored it for you. So it's almost part of the message to kind of build the relationship, if you like. Anyway, that's just me, but that's just a comment from the sidelines to keep in mind.
Now, a little tip here. If you've just started using this or if you plan on using it, I wouldn't be doing more than 10 enrollments every day as a way to test and measure, and then increase that. Now, you can send 1,000 a day, but that is not recommended. It is going from your inbox, so just be aware that it can ruin your sender reputation. Now, the system does have some spam safe pacing to stop this from happening. But I think with all of this stuff, I think use a small sample size and test. And I think even HubSpot mentions maximum of 10 enrollments a day when you're starting off, just to keep things in perspective and to get used to what's happening. And then in the show notes, you'll see about how to go set it up. There's lots of like HubSpot resources on how to set this up. It does take time. Like this is not something where you turn up and you go, oh, I'm just going to flick the switch and get going. It does take time. And I think people forget that. I think, Craig, I don't know whether you've realized this, but people think, oh, AI can do all of that for me. No, it actually requires you to do some stuff before the AI does its stuff. So, and I think the key thing, like Craig highlighted here, was like set up specific selling profiles to control your agent's approach to different audiences, products, and sales streams.
That's right. When you set up the selling profiles, you can even say the audience it is for.
Yes.
So, we've got a client in manufacturing. It's like, oh, this selling profile is for this specific industry. This other profile is for another industry. Like you can get that granular. I think it's really good. I think a really nice way
That's right. Now, you need to have Sales Hub Professional, and it does consume HubSpot credits. So this is where understanding your credits and having a plan about how you consume these credits is very important.
And that's totally fine. So we're not going to talk about credits much but compare this to some people just have teams of people sitting there writing outreach emails and, tailor it for this and personalize for that. And it's like, well, the credits more than pay for themselves.
That's right.